We're blasting off into the Star Wars universe today with our first look at the Star Wars Rogue One SH Figuarts Combat Assault Tank Commander from Bandai Tamashii Nations. Okay, let's take a quick look at the packaging for this guy. So the Combat Assault Tank Commander comes in the standard Star Wars Figuarts box. It's kind of the window box. You can see all the accessories here. We've got Star Wars. It says Rogue One in kind of a gold foil there. We've got a shot of our commander on the side of the box. On the back, we've got a shot of the figure in various poses. As usual, this is all pretty standard, and then some Japanese text down at the bottom. And we've got the logo on the other side. So let's crack this guy open and see what he's got. All right, so here he is out of the packaging. This is our Combat Assault Tank Commander figure. And one quick note for people who are getting into both maybe Black Series and Figuarts is that this guy is the commander version of the quote-unquote hover tank pilot from Black Series. So I had the Black Series figure first, obviously, because it came out months ago, and it was called the hover tank pilot. Now, in the movie, there is no hover tank. That tank has treads. You can see it very quickly in the movie that there's a shot where it's actually on the ground. So that is a kind of a misnomer. I think there were plans to make it a hover tank, and then that sort of bled into toys. I know the Lego set is called a hover tank, and then the Black Series have it. But this guy has it right. This is just the assault tank. So that's just a little aside. So let's take a look at the figure here. As you can see, we've got an excellent looking figure. This thing is gorgeous. We have the kind of normal Bandai Figuarts sculpting, detail, and articulation. So let's take a quick look at the sculpt itself. We've got excellent line work all over the helmet. We've got great detail in the torso. We've got great detail in the belt, all over the boots, and then all on the back, and then even in the underside of the helmet. We've got detailing in the forearms, and all of this is sculpted and painted. And as far as paint goes, one of the big differences between this guy and the Black Series is that, as you can see, he's a lot cleaner. The Black Series figure looks like he came right out of the streets of Jeddah. He's very brown in a lot of places. This guy does have some wear and kind of a wash in pretty much all of the line work, especially in the boots. They look noticeably dirtier than the rest of the figure, which I think makes sense. The boots would be dirtier than the rest of them. We have like some kind of some worn paint on the chest, and then there is some bit of a wash in the middle part of the torso and kind of in the line work as well. And then we've got the gray pauldrons and the stripe on the chest to denote the fact that he is the commander. The regular, like in the Black Series, the regular one, he's just white. He doesn't have those markings. So that's the difference for this guy. As far as articulation goes, pretty standard for a Figuart at this point in the game. So we've got the head is on a ball, and the neck has some range of motion, but not much. Kind of hard to pick up there. The shoulders have full range of motion. You can go all over with them. The elbow is a double jointed elbow. We've got a ball at the wrist. The shoulder pad is articulated, and as usual, it's attached to the arm, so it can kind of cover the hole in the gappage there. We've got a upper torso ball peg, a lower torso ball peg, so he has range of motion kind of all over. The pouches on the belt are articulated here. We've got thighs on a ball, so they can kind of come down too. They've got that kind of standard Figuart articulation where you can move them in and out of the hip, and then they come out pretty far. I don't think you're going to make this guy do the splits though. We've got double jointed knees, no articulation at the boot cut level. There is a rocker at the ankle, and there is the ability to kind of move it up and down like this, but the style and the design of the boot kind of gets in the way of that. And then there is toe articulation. So he's got pretty much everything you could need out of him. I don't have any complaints. And then as far as my particular figure, I don't notice any problems with it. I don't see any smudges, splotches, nothing in terms of defects that I can find on my figure. So I'm very pleased with how this guy turned out. So let's take a look at his accessories. Now for accessories, this guy has 3 total sets of hands and then the gun. So we've got kind of the standard mix of parts for a Figuarts figure. He has the gun that he should have, and then some extra hands to add posability to him. So we've got the 2 fist hands that he comes with in the box. He has 2 trigger finger style hands for each arm, so you can have him posed using left or right arm. And then he has 2 hands that are open but slightly gripping to hold the gun with in this fashion. So nothing too special, but he does have what he needs, and I like the added extra hands, and I like the sculpt of the gun. So overall, he's got what he needs. I can't complain too much about it. I don't know what else he could have had to be included. So we got what we needed. So let's move on to final thoughts on this guy. So overall, I really like this figure. I was already a fan of the Tank Trooper design before the movie even came out, before we got figures. So I was anticipating this guy from the minute I first saw the trailers with the Tank Troopers in them. I just knew that we were going to get a Figuarts, and I immediately had to pre-order this guy on Force Friday. So, as usual, we got excellent articulation, excellent sculpt from Bandai Tamashii Nations. I really couldn't have asked for too much more. We didn't get a ton of accessories, but again, for a trooper that we see for only a few minutes in the movie, I don't think they could have given us much more. We got a gun and we got 6 total hands, so we got everything we need to kind of pose him around. And I don't think I could ask for too much more outside of the Shore Trooper, which I'll be reviewing very soon. I think this is my favorite new Star Wars figure art. So if you haven't already grabbed this guy, I would definitely recommend tracking him down. He's definitely worth it. If they weren't so expensive, I would have more than one, but Figuarts are just a one per for me. I can't army build them like Black Series. So that's going to do it for this review. As always, like, comment, subscribe, share, the whole deal. And until next time.